Now, for many, many children, looking up at the stars is a moment of wonder. But for hundreds of school children in Abuja, that wonder turns into reality as they spoke live with an astronaut aboard the International Space Station, an historic first ever for Nigeria. Now, inside the packed hall, students across FCT asked questions about life in zero gravity, now the view of Earth from space and the future of space travel. Let's join Austin Bemui for more on this.
One after the other, they filed in. Hundreds of eager students from 20 schools across the Federal Capital Territory, wide-eyed, clutching notebooks and buzzing with curiosity. Their destination? The National Space Research and Development Agency, NASA. Their mission? To touch the stars without ever leaving Abuja. But this was more than a school excursion. It was Nigeria's first ever live link-up between students and an astronaut aboard the International Space Station. A giant leap for the nation's space education. And inside NASDA's hall, the air was electric. Young stars like Ekeobi Chiduben Alan from Keilan International School sat at the edge of their seats, waiting for the moment when space would stop being something they only saw in books and become something they could speak to.
Right now, we don't rely so much on artificial intelligence, but we do rely a lot on...
And then it happened.
For many of our systems.
The voice of NASA astronaut Zina Kadman aboard the International Space Station. The room froze for a split second, then erupted. Gasps, applause, cheers. A voice from 400 kilometers above Earth was speaking directly to them.
Hello. How do you stay connected with your family and loved ones while in space? Over.
We're very lucky to have pretty good internet, so I can send emails and I can make calls on a satellite phone. It's really important to stay in touch. Over.
Questions poured in from what it feels like to see Earth from space to how astronauts sleep in zero gravity.
Working on radio communications and water reclamation.
And every answer came in real time, floating across the void from orbit to Abuja, sparking wonder and igniting ambition in the next generation of scientists.
We've never had any...
For NASDA's Director General, this wasn't just a school event. It was a national turning point.
I can see astronauts among you. I can see great physicists. I can see many, many professionals among all of you.
He urged the students to celebrate President Bola Tinubu and the Minister of Innovation, Science and Technology, Uche Jeffrey Naji, for providing the leadership that made this first in Nigeria space call possible. At the end of the day, every school received a certificate, but what the students took home was far bigger.
I asked her a question. What role does artificial intelligence or robotics play in your daily space operation?
I can't wait to go back and tell them how I asked the question to an astronaut all the way in space and stuff like that.
Courage, inspiration, and a dream that one day a Nigerian name might be called from space. Not as a student on the ground, but as an astronaut aboard.